this class and put it online for you, so that if you want to do an extra one, you can just go to YouTube and do an extra one. So we're going to stand up nice and tall. So remember, it's yoga stretch, so don't over tighten the core on this one. Try and keep yourself nice and fairly loose. So the first movement is we're going to take a nice deep breath in, and we're just going to take our arms up over the head, minding our lights, and then gently bring them back down. Or Steve, whatever you can do. So it's inhale, fill in the lungs full of air, and exhale. And again, inhale. We're going to do 4 of these. And exhale. We'll do one more. So nice deep breath in. And exhale. Okay, and then we're just going to gently turn nice and easy. We're doing the Stella. So when you're doing the Stella, remember to keep the knees nice and soft with the arms and the shoulders, and you're gently just taking it from one side to the other. Just trying to get a little bit of movement going through that waist. That's nice. So loosen your arms, Steve, nice and low, nice and low. What you used to do when you were kids. So your arms just go wherever gravity takes them. That's it. You got it. Wonderful. Right, Kara's trying to get in. She's obviously lost. I'm just going to connect her in. And that should be Ginny as well. Right, that should be everybody.
Oh.
So just reconnecting some people in. When you're ready, we're just going to drop our chin towards the chest and we're just going to roll it down. So nice and softly, but hold it down there. So it's a forward fold. Make sure these knees are soft. Okay, don't lock these knees back. They're just soft. And we're just wherever you end up. If you need to put your hands on your knees for a little bit of support, that's fine. If you've got your yoga block, you can place your hands on your yoga block. Otherwise, just gently, wherever you end up, and just hang. And breathe. I'm just looking to make sure everyone's in. I think everyone's in. Hi guys, I can see Barry and Ginny now. Now from there, just gently turn. And I can hear you guys as well. Right, just turn your head to the left slightly. Kara's in now, I can see Kara. So we're still forward fold. Morning, Kara. And then we're going to turn our head to the right. So nice and gently, just from one side to the other. Because we're doing it upside down, it's actually helping to lengthen those muscles in the neck. So from side to side, you're going to do about 4. And then once you've done 4, just tuck your chin towards your chest. So chin towards the chest. And just hold that stretch. And that should really lengthen down the back of that neck. And again, just gently squeeze it in. And then gently release. Now from there, I'm going to place my hands to the floor and I'm going to a downward dog. Okay, so you might need to walk the hands back or walk the feet back or the hands forward. Now when you do your downward dog, what you need to do is push back. So just gently push back. So you're trying to get your chest to your thighs, but keep your knees soft. Do not overstretch. If anyone's having trouble, if you've got a chair, you can come here and you can do exactly the same thing here. So I put my hands on my fireplace, but you could put your hands on your chair if you wanted. What I'm after is a stretch through your lower back, down the back of the legs, and you're going to get also a stretch through the arms. And we're just going to hold that and breathe. Just hold and breathe. So when we do these stretches, it's all about holding and breathing. It's not about keep moving, which is what we do with Pilates. Now from there, nice and easy, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just step from side to side. So I'm pushing my, if I go backwards, I don't know if you can see my feet. I'm just going to ease my heels to the floor. So stepping from side to side, I'm easing my heels to the floor, and I'm increasing the stretch in my calves. Nice and gently. I'm going to come back round my the dog. Downward dog. Hold and breathe. And then hold down again. And you should find that you've gone a fraction further. So you're just holding down. Don't over straighten the knees though. Trying to bring your chest towards your thighs. Now from there, I'm gently going to walk my hands back to my feet. And then nice and very, very, very slowly, because you've been down for a while, you're gently going to roll all the way back up again. Nice and gently, nice and gently. Okay, shoulder rolls. So we're going to shoulder roll now. We're going to bring our shoulders right up by our ears. Nice and slowly. Really think about your shoulder blades gliding across the back of the rib cage. So it's nice and slow. You're going to do 4 on one rotation. And then we're going to reverse that rotation. You're going to go 4 the other way. So do 4 the other way. And then just some shoulder shrugs up and down. Shoulder shrugs up and down. Wonderful. Now, I'm fairly wide with my feet. I'm slightly wider than hip distance apart. I'm going to take an arm up above my head. Now I'm going to place my hand on my hip and I'm going to come over sideways without hitting my light. And I'm coming here. So you are directly sideways. Okay, we're not leaning forward. And we're just getting that lovely stretch to be down here into the waist. Holding and breathing. That looks good, everyone. I can see you really clearly today, Ginny.
Oh, that's good.
No escaping me. Let's take that to the other side. So you can take the arm up, and then when you're ready, I can see Barry now. There we go. And gently take that over. And just breathe. Morning, Barry. I can see you smiling at me. Laughing. Cara's laughing now. Cara's always laughing. I did phone Stella, Cara, just to see how Tony was.
Oh, how is he?
He's okay. He's okay. He's okay. They're waiting for results. Okay. So I'm going to go to my yoga stance now. So I'm going to take one good step back. I'm going to line up my big toe, my heel with the arch of the foot. You probably can't see my feet. If I do that, maybe, oh no, I'm too far. It's right, I've got the wrong camera. Is everybody happy? Let me tilt it down.
Yeah.
Is everybody happy is what I'm doing with my feet? So, roof looks good. So big toe, heel, arch of the foot, and this toe points up slightly, okay? Now from there, keeping my body upright, I'm going to take my arms out to the side. So this is warrior 2. I'm going to look forward down my middle finger. I'm going to adjust the camera up again. So I'm here. Now if you want to take that into a deeper stretch, go lower, but what you don't want to do is drop this front knee forward of that toe. It needs to be behind that toe. And you don't want to be leaning forward. If you're wobbly, go wider with the feet. Don't have them in line. If you're feeling a little bit wobbly, go wider with the feet. Or you can hold on to a chair. Watch his front knee doesn't rotate in. You need to make sure that it stays in line with the toe. So we're holding and we're breathing. And you're going to take real nice, deep breaths while you're in that pose. Now from there, I'm going to tilt forward. Now as I tilt forward, I'm going to straighten that front leg. I'm not moving my feet, and I'm going to place my hand on my shin for balance. This arm's coming to the sky. Now it depends how flexible you feel today as to how far down you go. So into triangle. Now with triangle, what you don't want to do, see I've tilted forward. It's probably better if I come. So you imagine that you've got a broom handle down through your sleeves, so it stops you rotating in. What you don't want to be doing is this. If you're doing this, you've gone too low. You need to come a bit higher. Okay, so you only go as low as you feel you can hold it. And you want to be looking up at this hand. You're going to get a massive stretch on that front leg. So your front leg is straight. You have not got to touch the floor.
You can place your hand onto your shin, or if you've got a yoga block, you can use a yoga block to put your hand on. Okay. How many people can touch the floor? Is anyone touching the floor? Not today. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Right, when you come up, remember to bend this knee when you come back up. I want you to come back up to Yoga Warrior 2, which is here. And now from there, I'm going reverse warrior. So I'm going to rotate my palm, the front arm, and then this is slowly going to come up. This back arm's going to come onto my back leg. I look up, and the stretch is all the way down through your waist. So it's a waist side stretch rather than your back. So your feet haven't moved. You're here. If you want it a little bit more intense, you go a little bit lower into that pose.
That on there then. Bring up.
Oh, Tony's coming in. I'm just going to admit Tony. There we
Just
go.
stretching your muscles. If you're pushing your arms, you're just stretching your muscles.
Well done, Ginny. Sort him out. I can't see him now. All I can see is the curtains. It's quite funny. Okay. And gently release. Back to Warrior 2. Now I'm going to step forward. Now I'm strong enough to step forward in one go. If you need to, take little bunny hops. So you can either just do little bunny hops or you can just stretch forward. Have a little wiggle because that's quite an intense stretch. So we've done one side. So we're now going to have a go at the other. So you're going to step back with the other leg. Okay, so get yourself a nice position. Big toe, heel, arch of your foot if you can. If that's unstable, go wider. Drop down into Warrior 2 to start with. So, arms as if you've got a pole all through your arms. If you want it a little bit more intense, you drop a little bit lower. Watch this front knee doesn't rock in. You need to keep that nice and open. And we're just going to hold and breathe. So you can take nice, deep breaths. You're stretching your muscles, but you're also working your muscles quite hard. You should have Tony should be in now. Hopefully Tony can hear me and see me. I haven't seen. Oh, there we go. There you are, Tony. All right, so.
I have problems with the link.
Fine. Just take your time. You can just come straight in with this yoga stretch. Don't overstretch, so just be careful. And if you're feeling unbalanced, hold on to a chair wherever you need to be. Okay, I'm going to go sideways so you can see what I'm doing next. So from here, I'm going to go to triangle. So I'm slowly going to rotate forward. This arm's going to come up to the sky. Now I need to straighten my front leg. You can place your hand on your leg. You can slide your leg down as long as you don't fold forward. So you've got to imagine that I've put a broom handle down through your sleeves. If you tilt forward like this, you need to come up a bit higher. You can use the yoga block to put your hand on. You can place your hand on your shin. If you're very flexible, you can get your hand to the floor. The stretch is quite intense and it's down the front leg. So only go as low as you can control it. Breathe deeply. Fingers to the skies. Looking good, everyone. So nice, deep, slow, controlled breaths if you can. Don't over tighten the core. Allow your body to breathe deeply. So breathe through the belly. I'm just going to hold that a little bit longer. When you feel you want to come up, you need to soften that front knee, slowly rise, and we're going to come back to Warrior 2. So Warrior 2 is here. I'm looking forward. Okay, try not to lean forward. Holding and breathing. I'm then going to rotate the front hand, so I'm going to go palm up. And from there I'm going reverse warrior. So I'm going to take this arm to the sky. This hand then comes onto that back leg. And I'm here, lengthening up. You want it a little deeper. Drop a little bit lower. The stretch should be up through here. Okay, so it's not a back bend, it's a side stretch. And we're looking up, lengthening through. I'm just checking my cameras. Everyone's looking good. Holding and breathing. From there, slowly bring that back to warrior two, which is here. So you should have 1 foot facing forward, David. Your feet are wrong. 1 foot facing forward. That's better. Yep, there you go.
I got it.
But this arm, front arm, is in line with the knee and the toe at the front. And this arm is in line with the heel at the back. There. That looks better. That looks better. Wonderful. Remember, don't lean forward. We shouldn't be leaning forward. We should be upright. Now again, I'm going to step forward. If you're strong enough to step forward in one hip, do it. If you need to bunny bounce, bunny bounce. So I'm just going to step forward. Give it a bit of a wiggle. Well done. Okay, now I'm going to do warrior one. So, warrior one. I'm going to step back, but I'm just going to put my toes on the floor at the back. So I've just got my toes on the floor. Front knee is slightly soft. I'm going to take my arms up beside my ears and reach forward. Now I'm going to change this into a slight balance. Depending how flexible you feel, as to whether you want to lift your foot off the floor. Okay, so you're lengthening, stretching and balancing. Your foot doesn't need to come very far. You might just take it an inch off the floor and that's fine. If you don't want to take it off the floor, you're having a wobbly day, just leave your toe down. Leave your toe down and just stretch. It's just going to stretch forward. You're here. And breathing nice and deep. Okay. Has anyone actually got their foot off the floor? I can't see.
Yeah.
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 Well done, guys. It's quite hard. We're gently going to release. And we're going to swap that to the other side. So just remember, one side sometimes stronger than the other. So take that foot back and then just lean forward, stretch through, and then very gently see if you can just take that foot just slightly off the floor. It doesn't need to be far. If you can. If you need to hold on to something, please do so. Don't fall over. Just stretch and reach, stretch and reach. That's nice. Okay, and gently release. Have another little wiggle. Have a little wiggle. Now I'm going to go hip distance apart with my feet. I'm going to place my hands onto my knees and I'm going to come to flat back. So flat back. Squeeze your shoulder blades down your back. So you've really got to squeeze. Lengthen through. You have not got to be low with your head. You can be a flat back here. You can also be a flat back here if you want it more intense. The most important thing is you're squeezing your shoulder blades down and you're lengthening through your spine. I'm just having a little look at my cameras. David's looking spot on there. I can see most people's heads because they're all facing the camera, but that's fine. That's fine, absolutely fine. So squeezing those shoulder blades down, lengthening through. Breathe and hold. Now from there we're going to hump and hollow. So it's basically a cat stretch and a cow pose, but doing it standing up. So soften your knees slightly and then push. So hump is that one, which is your cat stretch. But your hands are above your knees. Don't have your hands on your kneecaps. They're just above. You don't want to be putting pressure on your kneecaps. So you're going to push your back to the sky and then we're going to hollow. So when you hollow, lift your head, push your lower back here down to the floor. So as soon as you go into that pose there, you should be getting a stretch through your glutes and into those hamstrings. Hump again, so nice and slowly between the two movements and hollow again. We're going to do 4 of these nice and slow. When you're in that hollow, squeezing those shoulder blades down. Hump again. And hollow. One more. Let's hump. And hollow. Okay. And then we're going to completely fold forward again. So fold forward, release the head. You can rest your hands on your legs if you feel you want to, or your shins. If you're flexible enough to get your hands to the floor, just gently rest your hands on the floor. Your knees are still soft. Okay, so don't lock those legs out. Keep the knees slightly soft. And just feel that stretch. So the stretch should be all the way through your lower back, through your glutes and down those hamstrings. And just breathe into the stretch. If you can hear grunting, it's not actually me, it is my dog. He does it quite a lot. He's gone to sleep now, right in the middle of the floor. Okay, now slowly rise. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Raise your head down. Slowly come all the way back up. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to go wider with the feet now. And I'm going to come to a squat. So I'm going to place my forearms on my inner thigh, just push out slightly, and I'm in a squat. So you're getting the stretch on the inner thigh. Okay. And just breathe and hold. Just breathe and hold into that stretch. Now you might need to adjust your feet in or out. Your toes should be pointing out slightly. It's wherever you end up. Now, if you're a little bit more flexible, which some of you are, I want you to squat a little bit lower. So I just need to adjust my camera down. Oh, sorry, nuts. Kick the dog. So you see my toes pointing out. Now I can get all the way down here. So depends how flexible you are as to where you end up.
Morning, Peanut.
He's listening, he's like, oh, that's quite nice, look. Is that Lynn? I know, it's Lynn. You've got him all excited now. I'm going to get a peanut butter in the face.
Sorry, Lynn.
That's all right. He'll lie down again in a minute. Just feel that stretch.
It reminds me of primary school. We were being asked to do that by a student teacher, and we all went on strike.
You all went on strike?
Found it so painful and difficult.
Oh yeah, don't make it pain. So when you're ready, you're gently going to release. It was bring your dog to work the other day, wasn't it? My dog's at work all the time. Come on, you, get on your bed. That way. There we go. Wonderful. I know. Pest. Right, I'm just going to... I've got a mouthful of peanut hair now, look. Talk about disrupt the class. Okay, so from there we're going to go into the tree. So the tree, place your hands on your hips or a chair. You're going to bring one leg out, but keep your toe on the floor. Make sure you're feeling balanced before you go any further. Weight bearing knees slightly soft. Now, the challenge is how high can you get that leg? So you need to also be able to take your hands above your head. I've got to step back, otherwise I'm going to hit my light. So I'm going to bring my knee out to the side, and I'm going to squeeze my foot into my shin first. And then you can rise your hands above your head, touch your fingers if you want to. Now if you want to go a little bit higher, it's entirely up to you. You can bring your foot all the way up, but you need to squeeze, otherwise it won't stay there. The real challenging one is where you turn your toe over here. So this is the real challenge if you want it. Keep it to your own level. Do not try and compete with anybody else. If you feel your hands are better here, you can place your hands to heart center here if you prefer that arm position. The main thing is you do not fall over. And the longer you hold, I can see Ruth is really stable. Steve's looking really stable. I can see Barry, he's looking good. Oh no, Ruth, I've made her laugh now. She's just fallen over. David's looking great. Come off your mat, Ruth. You'll be more grounded off your mats. If you are standing on your mats, stand off your mats and you'll be more grounded. Okay, we're gently going to release nice and slowly, and then we're going to swap that to the other side. So keep in mind that one side's always more balanced than the other. Get your foot really grounded. Just take that leg out to start with. Okay, see if you can get it off the floor. If you're feeling comfortable there, then it's entirely up to you how high you want to take that leg. Okay, so the full one is where you turn the foot over and you come here and then take it up here. You can have fingertips touching over here, or if you want to, you can have hands to heart center here. Yeah, you're looking good now. You've all been practicing this. So keep that weight-bearing knee soft. If you need to hold on to something, please do so. Oh, well done, Ruth.
Practicing.
Yeah, I can see Dr. David here, and he's looking really good, actually. Yeah. Well done. I've lost Steve. He'll come back when he speaks.
I'm here.
He's there. There we go. I can see you now. I only get so many along the top of the computer, you see, and then some of you disappear. So you have to make noise for me to see, because we've got 9 people in the room. Okay, gently release that. Give it a little wiggle. Okay. It's quite intense, that. Right, I'm going to do a yoga squat. So yoga squat, you have your hands, thumb on your sternum or to heart center, fingers pointing up. Now I'm going to go sideways. So normally you squat, you stick your butt out. With yoga squat, what you do is you tilt your pelvis under as if you're bringing your tailbone to the floor, and then you squat. So it's more like this. So you should be lengthening all the way through your lower back and through your glutes, so you're there. Can you see the difference? So that's how you would normally squat. You'd stick your butt out. Yoga squat, you're almost tucking it under, and you're here. Now the closer you have your feet together, the more intense it is. If you're feeling unbalanced, go wider with your feet. If you want it a little bit more intense, bring your legs together and you're here. Holding and breathing, lengthening your tailbone to the mat. It's quite a hard one. Breathing and holding. Then I'm going to stand up and release. And then I'm going to come back. So I'm going to come back to that squat. So tailbone's tucked under. I'm going to go sideways again. And then from there, now I'm going to twist round slightly. So as you twist, you're going to get a bit of a stretch on the side. So I've come here. Can you see? So I've sort of lifted one elbow up, one elbow down. So the stretch is through my waist. Nice and gently. Now I'm slowly going to bring that back to centre. Exhale, and I'm going to go the other way. So look at me a minute, Steve. So I've gone from there.
All right.
And I've gone there. Yeah, that looks better.
An awful lot to remember.
Oh, I know. It's crazy, isn't it? It's sometimes like, you know why I stand there and I go, hold on a minute, just let me think. Because you think, is it yoga? Is it Pilates? Is it cardio? Is it something completely different? I know, so many different disciplines. Watch the shoulders, don't let the shoulders rise. Make sure those shoulders stay drawn down. And then back to centre. So still tucking that tailbone under, your legs should be going, oh my word, by now. If they're not, you've not tucked your tailbone under. We're slowly going to rise and release. And breathe. So when you release, stretch your fingers. Bring those shoulder blades down, lengthen through the spine, standing nice and tall. And just feel the blood going back and going round the body and working. This is mountain pose. Okay, and gently release. So release a lot. So if you've had your legs together, Take them back hip distance apart. Give it a wiggle. Okay, now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn around so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to stretch my fingers away from me, thumbs are pointing inwards, and then I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades together, and then I'm going to come into a squat. So I'm going to squat down slightly, but I'm really squeezing, trying to get your thumbs together. They're not going to get together, but I want you to feel the stretch. It's going to be all down your back, all around those shoulder blades. There. We do this in Pilates sometimes. Okay, you just need to squat slightly, don't go too low. But really lengthen your fingers away. And once your arms are straight, that's when you then squeeze in as if you're trying to get your thumbs to touch. They're not going to touch. If they are touching, you're not doing it quite right. You've bent your arms. You want your arms to be nice and straight. So really lengthening those arms away and then squeezing them together. Everyone's looking good.
Not right, Elaine.
Yep, that looks good. Yes. Yep, you've come on my big screen now, Tony. You're looking good there. And gently release. And gently release. Couple of shoulder rolls. Just release that. And some shrugs. Nice one. Now, we're going to go down to our mats now. So whether you want to get your mats out and adjust your cameras, I'll give you a second to do that. Going to come onto a seated position, and we're going to start off in a frog stretch. So I've joined the soles of my feet together and I'm just letting my knees rock out. So wherever you want to be. Yeah, just sit down. If you are struggling, sit on a cushion, sit on your yoga block, get yourself a little bit higher if this is very uncomfortable. Okay, we're just going to stay just while everyone's getting down to the mats and getting themselves sorted. So just joining the soles of your feet together. Still sitting tall, so I'm not sagging in my back. I'm still lengthening up, look. I'm not like this. Sitting tall, that looks good, everybody. Hold in and breathe, almost there. I'm just waiting for Cara to come back. She's just adjusting her camera. There she is. Perfect. So we're just in that frog stretch. So what we're going to do is we're going to cross our legs next. We're going to cross our legs. So if you can, you're just going to cross your legs. You're still sitting nice and tall, lengthening through. Everyone all right with that? Feel the stretch in the hips. Now it depends how flexible you are, it's whether you do a half lotus. So half lotus, you take one leg, you place it on top of the other, and you're there. That's a half lotus. Gently, it might not be for you, it might be too intense. Do not overstretch whatever you do. You can stay in a cross-legged if you want to and just hold it a little bit longer. Sometimes if you've done a cross-leg for quite a while, you might just want to give it a little try, see what happens. You might get there, you might not, but do not overstretch. Don't overstretch. Okay, now whichever leg was on top, we're going to cross our legs the other way. So cross your legs the other way. Change them round. Still sitting tall, lengthening through. Just feel that stretch for a moment. Is anybody getting into a half lotus?
No.
No?
Not that I was meant to.
Don't overstretch. So if you want to try it with the other leg, you can have a little go, but don't overstretch. You need the flexibility, it's your ankles. If you've got dodgy knees, don't even attempt it. Just stay in your cross-legged, which is David, which is exactly what he's doing. So it's the flexibility in the ankles. So what you need to do is when you're sat there in the evenings watching telly, do some ankle circles. We're going to circle our wrists while we're sat here, while we're stretching them out. So start to do some wrist circles. A few the other way when you're ready. And then you're going to do some stretches. So you're going to place one hand on the other very, very gently. Just stretch it. You'll just feel gentle tension. Do not overstretch whatever you do. And then gently take that the other way. So go the other way. So fingers pointing up and just push in. So I'm placing sort of the heel of my thumb into the palm of my hand to feel the stretch. So gentle stretch, do not force it. And then try the other hand. So the other hand, fingers pointing down. Gently place the heel of your thumb on the back of your hand. Just very gentle pressure. Yours go a long way, Lynn.
Oh, okay.
Just gently, and then go the other way. So fingers pointing up, heel, and just gently push. So I'm not pushing the tops of my fingers, I'm pushing sort of here into the centre of my hand. So the stretch is on my wrist rather than my fingers. Nice, and gently release. Okay, you can untie your legs, whatever they're doing. You can extend one leg forward. The other leg, the foot comes beside the knee. The same side that that knee is bent, this hand's going to come behind. You're going to bring this arm over and we're going to look behind. So this stretch should be in your spine. We're aiming for it to be in the spine. Now the more flexible you are, the closer this back hand to your bottom. I'm going to twist around so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So you might be here. If you want it more intense, bring your hand here by your bottom. And then that's going to make it a little bit more difficult. And if you're very flexible, that's one where you stick your arm through the hole and then you join this arm and this arm together and look over your shoulder, which is there, which I don't think many people do.
No.
Which is, hold on. That goes there and that goes there.
Oh. Good grief.
You need to be flexible in your spine to be able to do that. It's there if anybody wants to have a go. Okay, now this front knee, I'm now going to place the other side of my straight leg. Now when you go back to the stretch, the hip is going to get the stretch now. So you're going to, anybody with dodgy hips, Gwen's not in today, just be careful of this one, because as harder you push this knee across, the deeper the stretch here. Okay, so it should come out the spine and into the hip. Okay, and you're looking behind you. I know I'm looking forward, it's because I'm looking at the cameras. So look behind you, and if you want the deep stretch, you thread that arm through and you can come there. Holding and breathing. Okay, we're gently going to release that. So we're going to swap the whole lot to the other side, so you need to change your legs. So that leg's going to go straight, this leg is coming bent, this leg comes beside the knee, and then the opposite arm to the knee comes across, and the same side comes behind. Look behind you. If you want it more intense, bring that hand closer to the bottom, and if you want it more intense, that's one where you're going to thread your arms through. You're going to grip and hold and breathe. Someone's on the phone. When you feel ready, you're going to take that front knee, take it the other side of the straight leg, foot. I didn't explain that very well. You're going to take your foot the other side of your straight leg. So you then get the stretch in your hip. So you should have to stretch into here now. looking behind. Just feel that stretch. Okay, and gently release, gently release. Now I'm going to straighten both my legs. I'm going to go into staff pose. So toes need to point up to the sky. I'm going to place my hands, fingers facing forward beside my hips, straighten my arms and lengthen through. So I'm really straightening my back. So I'm here. This is staff pose. Shoulders should be drawn down. If you're struggling with this one, pop a pillow under your bottom or your yoga block to give you a little bit more height. Looking forward, lengthening through and stretching. And if you point your toes up, you should be getting stretched down the back of those legs. Holding and breathing. I'm just having a quick look at my cameras. Everyone's looking good. Holding and breathing. Okay, and I'm gently going to release. So we're going to come to, it's called cow face. We've done this one before. You may need a yoga strap or a belt, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn around so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to cross my legs again. I'm going to place one hand to my back here. This arm's then going to come round and I'm going to join my hands together. Okay. Now, that's actually quite intense. So, what you can do, I'm just going to grab my belt and my yoga strap. You can use the yoga strap. So if you've got your yoga strap or a band, you can come here and then just grab here to get the stretch. Okay. So, or wherever you need to be. Depends how flexible you are. If you're really struggling, what you can do is just place this hand here and just gently push this arm back to get the stretch into this tricep. So if you're really struggling, you're here. What you don't want to be doing is come here and then you're pushing your head all in strange directions. Your spine should be straight. Okay, the main thing is your spine is straight. You're not overstretching. So you can use a band if you need to. If you want that easy one, just here. You all right there, Janet?
Yeah.
Just having a moment. Yeah, don't overstretch. Do not overstretch. Just take your time. Just because I'm doing it doesn't mean to say you should. Lengthen through. So if you're doing it correctly, your head should not be pushed forward, David. That's it. Lengthen up. You should be sitting tall, lengthening through the spine. You're gently going to release. And then we're going to swap that to the other side. So nice and gently, you're going to take that arm up and over. Take that arm back if you can. You may find one side is more flexible than the other. That's completely normal. What you don't want to be doing is pushing your head forward or to the side. You need to be lengthening up. If you are struggling, come back here and just do this one. Okay, if you're struggling, if it's not for you, you can just do this one. Holding and breathing. I don't know why this is called cow face. You normally do it with the legs in half lotus. I know. It's strange. I don't know why this looks like a cow. Maybe it's the face we're all pulling to get there.
Yeah, just thinking that.
It's all a bit like, ah. Okay. And then gently release, gently release. Just have a bit of a wiggle with those shoulders. Okay, because it's been quite intense. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to lay down on my mat. And we're going to, you know, we do arm circles. We're going to do some arm circles. So you do exactly the same as you do in Pilates. So come down onto your side, place your head on a pillow or your arm, fingertips on the floor. Take those fingers round, and then you're going to go all the way around, touch your own bottom, gently bring it back. Now,
if you can't keep your hands on the floor, by all means your arms can come up here. That's absolutely fine. You are allowed to roll back if you feel you need to. Okay, so we're just trying to get all that. You've really stretched those shoulders quite a lot at the moment, so we're just going to try and release it by doing chalk circles, as we call them in Pilates. I don't know what they call them in yoga. They've probably got a strange animal name, but we're going to call them chalk circles. So nice and gently, wherever you end up. We're going to do 4. Nice and steady. Don't rush, just go really slow. Give everything time to stretch and move. Remember to breathe nice and deep. Don't over tighten the core. Your belly should be rising and falling as you breathe. Yoga is very different to Pilates in that respect. And just feel all that tension going out of those shoulders now. When you've done 4 to that side, nice and gently, just gently roll over and do 4 to the other. So wherever you need to be, just feel the stretch. Well, the news yesterday wasn't that clear, so I don't know what tier Worcester's going to be in, so I still don't know whether village halls are going to open or not.
No, I know.
So we'll have to just sit tight. Well, it's not till Wednesday anyway, is it? The 2nd. We'll just sit tight and have to wait and see. So we'll just carry on, if it's okay with you guys, as we are at the moment.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
That's great. Right, I'm just going to sit up and wait for everybody to finish. I'm just looking at the carers. We've almost done an hour. It's 10:02 already.
Gosh.
Where does it go? I've got one more that I want to try with you guys anyway. So I'm just giving everybody a minute to finish. I can still see. I think that's Lynn's arms on the move. Yeah, it is. Hello, Lynn. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back. So I'm in that same position. I'm right angle through the hip, right angle through the knee. Now from there, this arm should be over here on the floor. Now this arm here, I'm going to grab hold of this leg. And I'm going to bring this leg slightly forward. Now, depends how flexible you are as to where you go from there. If you can, you straighten this leg and you can run your hand all the way down it until you can reach your foot. I don't know how well you can see me. Let me come this way. So I've started off here in this position. So both my arms are down on the floor. And then take the arm, which is the one closest to the knees. Place my hand on my knee, bring my knee over. Now it depends how flexible you are as to how far down your leg. Now I can grab hold of my foot with my hands. You might not be that flexible, so you might need to hold on to your calf. You're here and you look this way, so you're looking down this arm, so you're looking away from that foot when you're in that final pose. The stretch is going to be quite intense in the hip and down the hamstring and into the spine. It's a spinal twist as well. Okay, so if you can grab hold of your toes, that would be great. If you can't, it's wherever you end up. I'm going to stop and just look at my cameras and see how we're all doing. I've lost David with signal. Nice, Ruth. So if you want that a bit more intense, what you're trying to do is straighten the front leg. Steve's got caught on the sofa. So you're trying to get the top leg nice and straight, if you can. There we go, so you're there. We're just going to hold that a little bit longer. So you're breathing into that stretch. Now we're gently going to release, and we need to go the other way. So you're going to take the legs up and over the other way. Looking down the opposite arm. Then when you're ready, the arm that's closest to the knees, you're going to start to grab hold of the leg. You're going to bring the knee to the floor first. If that's okay, and then going to straighten the leg, and you're going to take your hand as low on that leg as possible, possibly reach your foot, possibly reach your toes, and hold and breathe into that stretch.
I shall have to practice that one.
Yeah, it's lots of things that are being stretched at once, Lynn. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's not
'cause you're
showing
get-
at the moment.
It's a chest stretch, it's a spine stretch, it's a hip stretch, glute stretch, hamstring stretch. So it's
Yeah.
stretching lots of stuff at the same time. And if you can get hold of your toes, it also becomes a calf stretch.
Well,
Yeah. So just take your time with it. Just don't straighten the front leg. Just stay on the spinal twist. So you can just stay
Right.
there instead. I'm just going to hold that for a little bit longer because so many things are being stretched.
I better not ask.
Yeah, don't overdo
My
it,
voice is
Lynn.
still going.
Don't overdo it.
Sorry?
Do not overdo it.
No, I'm not doing.
Yeah, well, you've almost done an hour today, so you're doing extremely well.
Thank you.
Okay, nice and gently, guys. Just come to full body stretch. So lengthen right through. I need to move because I'm too tall. It's just on your back, arms over your head, stretch all the way through. Just lengthen everything out. And then release gently. Now, we haven't stretched out the quads yet, so I'm going to gently roll onto my side. Now, I'm going to place my heel onto my bottom, and I'm going to grab my foot. If you're not flexible enough to do that, what you can do is you can use a belt or a strap. You can place it around your ankle. Now, and just pull up. Now what you want to do is keep your knees together. You don't need to be having your knees up here. You don't need to have your knee over here. Your knees should be together. If you are a little bit more flexible, take the knee behind the other one, but keep it low. So I don't know if you can see, I've taken my knee slightly behind, but it is low, and I'm pulling back. And push your hips slightly forward. So not only are you getting the stretch in the quad, you should be getting a stretch here into this hip flexor as well. I'm just having a sneaky peek at my cameras. Hold and breathe. When you're ready, we're gently going to release. I'm going to swap that to the other side. So when you're ready, just gently swap that to the other side. So knees together and knees low. Okay, extra stretch, take that knee behind you slightly. Holding and breathing. Okay, I'm gently going to release. Now I'm going to roll over onto my front because I want you to do the cobra stretch out through the chest now. So all you're going to do is you're going to come onto your elbows and look up.
make sure the shoulder blades are drawn down. So if I go sideways, I'm there. Okay, so you get a lovely stretch down the front of the chest, holding and breathing. It's nice. Now, depends how flexible you are with your last stretch. I'm going to reach round. I'm going to grab that foot. So, and I'm here. And this is just going to make it a little bit more intense. So again, if you are struggling, use your belt. Place your belt round your foot and pull it. If you can grab it and you can come here. So you're on your elbow, you just get the stretch down the front of your chest. And in that quad, front of the thigh. I'm going to release that and I'm going to swap to the other side. You're right there, David. You stopped or you're just looking?
I'm not seeing very well.
Just having a look to see what I'm up to. And I'm going to grab again. So just grabbing one. Remember to keep the knees together. Don't let the knees go wide. And the last one, if that is okay and you're managing that, you grab both legs, knees together, and then lift up slightly. So if you pull up, so my thighs are now off the mat. Okay, and I'm on my hips. I know I'm not quite on the mat. Knees together. Grab your foot on the outside. Grab your ankle, Steve, rather than the inside. Yeah. There you should be able to get your knees. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
A bit easier. And see if you can lift those thighs off the mat.
Yeah.
Okay, and gently release when you've had enough. We're going to pop that into a cat stretch now. You can go cat stretch or child's pose. I don't mind whichever one you fancy. You should feel as though I've gone over you with a rolling pin.
A bit more than
Yeah.
that. Get started with it.
It's good, this yoga stretch class. I quite enjoy it actually.
And I thought it was for softies.
Yeah, lots. I'll tell you what, the amount of people that think yoga is for pansies, they have no, it's like Pilates. They think Pilates is easy and it's like you have no idea. Yeah.
No.
Most definitely not. Okay, now I am going to finish the class on the floor just because otherwise we'll all have to adjust our cameras. So I'm just going to come back to a seated position, wherever you want to be. Sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. And again, nice deep breath in. And exhale. Well done, class. You've done incredibly well today. Excellent. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. So that's yoga stretch today. Tomorrow is full yoga, so there's a lot more strength required for that because we'll be doing sun salutations. So Lynn, see how you feel. If you want to have a go, you've done so well today. You really have. I'm quite happy for you to join if you want to do a little bit.
Okay, I'll see how I go.
See how you go. See how you feel later in the day. Yeah, everyone else has done really well. Janet, I couldn't see you for a lot of it. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. You know, modify things if you want to. You look quite happy, you're laughing. You know, if you want to join us for full yoga, Janet, by all means, you've done it before, join me tomorrow morning. So I'll send the link out now. Now, Steve said if I did a recurring meeting, it might affect people's laptops depending on whether they've got Google Calendar or Outlook. So I will continue just sending separate ones, I think. Because,
Okay. Yeah,
otherwise
fine.
it's going to
That's
be
okay.
a bit complicated. And I got your message, Steve. I did text you back, I think, about adjusting the volume. So I'll play with that on Friday and see what happens. Yeah, I did think about asking Billy if he's got a microphone. He might have a microphone. I think he's got a Bluetooth gaming one that he uses.
Yeah.
Because then that would go through the speaker and it's through the speaker that is playing the music, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have to play it through the computer. It's all. So Friday music, I have to play through the computer speakers, but then it's not picking me up. Anyway, it's all quite confusing. So
Elaine, can I just ask, when you send through the message,
yeah.
and I just press yes, did you get that, or did I need to actually respond to you?
No, you don't need to respond to me at all. I think when you get the thing, it says accept or whatever. Some people accept, some people just click on in the morning. So just click on. Don't worry about responding to me, Tony. Just pick whichever ones you fancy doing. I think I've just got you down for. You just want to do the.
It's probably just going to be this one because this is the best morning for me.
Yes. Yeah.
Last time, because I volunteered gardening in the grounds of the college.
Yeah.
I went straight after that, after the Pilates to do that, and it was too much.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. If it's too much, don't do it, Tony. Do you want to be included on the YouTube?
No.
No, right. I don't think I've put you on the texts because I've got groups. So yeah, just don't worry about responding. If you don't want to do it, just ignore it. It's fine. It's not. Don't feel you have to respond to me. Just click on in the morning if you want to join me. It's not a problem at all.
That's great. Thanks.
Okay, but I think I've just put you down for yoga. I think you're on the yoga list. I don't think I've included you on the whole thing. But if I've made a mistake, just ignore it. Don't feel you have to respond. It's not a problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Elaine, I've got to go now.
You've got to go, have you, David?
Erica should be fit enough to do yoga tomorrow, and I'll see you on Thursday.
Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cheers everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm coming out into
Bye.
West Malvern
Yeah,
today if
cheers,
anybody
yeah,
wants
cheers,
anything.
Steve. Yeah, cheers. I'll see you, David. I'll see you tomorrow, Elaine.
Right, see you tomorrow, Steve.
Bye. Bye.
Take care.
Elaine.
Yeah.
Bye,
I'm still-
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye,
Bye,
those that are
Elaine.
going.
Bye.
I'm still here, Lynn.
Elaine.
Take care.
Elaine.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye,
Elaine.
Elaine.
Yeah.
Elaine. Roy's just asked me to ask you if you're doing any washing today.
Probably not. It's too damp. I've still got the dog blankets out, but light your fire away. Yeah.
Well, the thing is that the fan on the top is still going round, so it's still got some heat from last night.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah, it keeps in overnight sometimes, like it has done just. So,
Yeah. No,
okay.
the air's still quite. Although it's not too bad out there. The air's a bit moist. What I
It is
go
actually.
what I go by is if the patio is dried,
yeah,
then I hang the washing out. If the patio still looks damp, I don't.
you don't. No,
Because there's no
okay,
point. The
fair enough then.
air's not. Yeah, the air's wet.
That's fine.
So
That's fine.
no, you can. No, it's a bit damp today. So
It is. Yeah, I won't be putting anything out today.
no, it's not worth it. I'll just chuck it in the tumble dryer and
Yeah.
go from there. But you're feeling okay? You didn't wobble. You didn't look as though you wobbled today.
No, I didn't wobble today. No,
Brilliant.
I didn't wobble. So it was some of the stretches were a bit too intense at
Yeah.
the moment.
Yeah, that's fine. Just make it all smaller. Don't
Yeah.
go so wide or don't take it. Just bring it. Make sure you keep
Yeah.
it to your own level.
It's
there
still the right side. That it's still, and it needs what you're doing because it needs to stretch.
Yes.
It does need that.
Yeah, but just as I keep saying to people, don't just because you see me do it doesn't mean to say you have to do it. You just
No.
It's very much with yoga. The pose is the pose, but you take it to your own level.
Yeah.
So if you're doing a side pose, don't lean back so far or don't reach so high.
No.
Bring it down
I've been trying
Yeah.
to do that. I'm trying to keep the back straight, rather because that's my failing. I know, as you know.
yeah. Well, we're all built slightly differently, aren't we?
Differently. Yeah. That's right.
None of us are perfect. It's just doing what we can do to keep ourselves as good and as
Yeah.
flexible as possible. But I was quite amazed that you've done a whole hour's class, and
I'm pleased that I've done that.
It
Yeah.
is quite, although it's stretching, you're still working.
Oh yeah.
You're still working
Yeah.
those muscles and holding those poses. Is really making your circulation system really work hard. So
Yeah, it is.
you've done well. Obviously, when we do proper yoga tomorrow, there's a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, we're doing the planks and there's a bit more strength in it.
Yeah.
But
I've
again,
just got to see, because they put me on some more tablets. They
Oh.
think I've got oral thrush.
oh no. Have you got some yogurt?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
got some live yogurt. As I say, I'm going
Yeah.
to pop down to the shops in a bit. So
Yeah, no, I've got some. It's just that, I mean, I wasn't allowed to have live things
no,
whilst I was on chemo.
no.
So,
No.
and it's, you know, so yeah, it's down here, it's down in my
Oh.
thorax. So, yeah.
Right.
So it's not, you know, I think perhaps I'll just see how I go with the Tuesday class.
Yeah.
And at the moment, that's
absolutely
fine. But if you put it on YouTube, if I feel like doing that tomorrow,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping I'll build up to the, but it just depends on how
Oh,
these
I
tablets
forgot
are.
to switch my camera off. Sorry.